Okay, so Gilles, thank you so much for doing this for us. Why don't you begin by, just for the record, stating your name and title and telling us what you do at Aceto?
So thanks, Frank. That my name is Gilles Cottier, and I'm the CEO of the company, and that's what I do. And I would say that if you need to reach out to me, you can call me, you can send me an email. There's even an email address called Ask Gilles, and you can use it whenever you have a question directly to me.
Great, thank you. So, what's one professional skill that you're currently working on?
So maybe a number of you got to know me over the past 2.5 years, but I'm typically not a very patient person. I'm quite impatient, so I keep learning how to be more patient. But it's a big effort on my side. I can tell you.
Great. Do you have a go-to productivity trick? If you're looking to increase your productivity, what's one thing you like to try to do?
I'm not sure, Frank, if it's a productivity trick, but I've been using something over many years. I keep a to-do list. Okay, because we forget things, and I put it on a piece of paper or on a note on my iPhone, and it's my to-do list, and it helps me keep track of what I have to do for today or for tomorrow or for later in the week.
So old school then.
Yeah, very old school, but it works.
There
It
you go.
works for me.
What's the most exciting part of your job? What do you look forward to on a regular basis that has to do with your position?
I'll tell you about three things, and they are not by order of importance. They are as important one or the other. I love to mentor and develop people and talents. Okay, I love to do that. I love to make deals for the company,
Okay.
right? And by far, what I like the most is to grow the business because not growing is not fun,
Sure.
and I like to have
Understood.
fun.
Great. What would you say is the biggest misconception that people might have about someone in your position?
I don't know. What do you think it is?
I think maybe that it might be that your job is more fun than maybe it is, or that maybe it's always great to sort of be the guy in charge. And I've not been in your position, but I've certainly been in charge of teams and departments, and it's not always fun to be the guy who makes the decision. So I don't know. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, I think you're touching a good point. I would say that sometimes you lose some sleep when you need to make some tough decisions, and you know that you have to make them and to make it.
Sure.
And so, but that's part of that goes with the territory. I can tell you that, like everybody else, whether you are the CEO or not a CEO, when the performance of your department, of your business, of your company is not great, right? Then that's not fun,
Sure.
okay?
Sure.
Especially because when the business is not good, you have also when you have a CEO, the livelihood of a number of employees depends on the decision you're going to make, and that's a weight of responsibility. But
Sure.
again, it goes with the territory, and you have
Yep.
to deal with it. Whether sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not fun, and it's part of it.
Sure. All right. So let's have some personal questions. Let's have a little bit of fun here. What was your growing up? What did you watch on television? What was your favorite TV show growing up?
Well, it's TV show. It was an American TV show, and as you know, I was born in France, right? And when I was a kid, I was in France. Well, my favorite TV show was a TV show called The Invaders.
The Invaders.
Yes, maybe
I
you too young, but the character was David Vincent,
That one's
and
not.
yes, and that show was about aliens that were among the people in the U.S. and they were invaders and they were trying to take over the Earth and the United States. It was a great movie. It was a great movie. It was a great TV show. It's called The Invaders. Check it out on the internet. It's there. This is what it is named in English. There's a French name, and the main character was called David Vincent. I
Okay.
loved it.
Great. Did you always like? Did you enjoy other science fiction, or did you just like that show, or were you just always a big science fiction fan?
I love science fiction.
Okay. What else? Star Wars.
But oh well, obviously Star Wars, but hey, probably there's so many different movies there. But one of my favorite movie from the past 10 years was The Martian.
I watched. It's embarrassing. This is supposed to be embarrassing stuff about you, but I'll tell you something embarrassing about me. I watched that movie over and we watched it 48 hours ago with my father-in-law who never
Yeah,
saw it. I watched that movie over and over and over again. It never gets old.
yeah, I probably watched it probably 4 or 5 times already.
It is a great movie.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Hmm.
Okay. We talked about favorite television show, favorite movies. Do you have a favorite book or a book that you would recommend to somebody if they asked you, Gilles, what book did I
Yeah.
read?
So this book is from a French writer, very famous in France, but I would. He received a Nobel Prize, by the way, in 1957, if I'm not mistaken. His name is Albert Camus. Camus is spelled Camus, and probably his most famous book and a fantastic book to be read and to be understood is called The Plague.
The Plague.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that one, but I'll
No,
check it
but
out.
it's not a very big book, but it's uh, it's a story that takes place in Northern Africa, where a town is decimated by a plague, which it's not COVID, obviously, it's a plague, so it's even worse than that. Okay, and
Oh,
it's a philosophical story, but it's grounded in reality. So
okay, great. So what do you do in your spare time? The question here says nerdiest thing, but what's something that you do in your spare time that maybe you don't want to shout from the rooftops?
well, it's nothing I would say that I should be ashamed of. When I was a kid, I was doing it, and not recently, but a few years ago, I was between jobs, and um, I love Legos.
Legos.
Oh yes, I love Legos. You
Do you
know,
do you do you build with them regularly?
yeah, it just I I built big Lego 3 or 4 thousand pieces. The London Bridge,
Wow,
okay. I built the Death Star from Star Wars in Legos.
that's great. That's so great. So I get that. I mean, that's unusual. That's unique, but I that's a very creative endeavor. You're putting together things, and
Yeah.
uh,
Well,
did you?
I'm not a very manual person. Right? I don't do do it yourself. Sorry, at home. That's not my forte. Okay,
Not
but I
mine.
love Legos.
That's great. That's the best answer. That is the highlight answer of the entire interview. Um, which historical figure would you most like to meet? If you had a time machine and could go back in time to meet somebody, who would it be?
Yeah, so I'll mention three characters. I could name historical figures. I'm also a big fan of history, but these three characters I am going to name for you. they are not political figure necessarily or leaders of a country or whatever. But I will name three:
Great.
Leonardo da Vinci, Mozart. Even though I don't play any instruments, but I love music. And probably the last one is Einstein, because I'm a scientist.
Those are three great ones. I thought you might have said, I was wondering if you were going to say Freddie Mercury, because I know that when I interviewed with you, we spoke about music and you said that you were a big Queen fan.
Well, we can add some more if you want. But I am a big fan of Queen, which I told you. I don't know if I told you, but I saw them in concert.
You did. We were talking about music. That must have
Yeah,
been great.
yeah,
Was
yeah.
it?
It was fantastic. Yes.
All right. So final question, Gilles, unless you want to keep going.
Yeah.
If you could have one superpower, which would you have?
Travel through time.
What?
Travel through time. Go
Oh,
in the past,
travel through.
go in the future.
Oh, that's a good. So you could meet those people.
I could meet those people. I can see because this is my science fiction, passion or interest. Is that you could see what's going to happen in the future.
So you would travel through time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I love it. So Gilles, I feel like I got what I need. If you want to answer some more questions, that'd be great. I've certainly got the time, but I don't want to burn too much of your time. I feel like we did really well. I sure appreciate your time. Have a great night.
This will make it fun and interesting and different.
Yeah, agreed. I think it's going to be good.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye.